what this problem is and maybe some of the mistakes people make and how I'm going to have you do it. All right, so if you're listening, the second to the last problem I'm ever going to show you is this one right here where these people, they're saying they want to save 35 bucks. One lady models it after some weird looking equation. The other lady models it with a set of data. So technically what you're doing here, if you took this equation up here and graphed it the way you would a normal equation, replacing that weird a with y like you're used to and writing that in slope-intercept form more like you're used to, that would be a y-intercept of 35, slope of -5. This lady is trying to show how long it takes to earn 35 bucks by going down, and that's confusing to me. This lady, once you found her rate of change by taking the y's and the x numbers like I know you've been doing, her equation makes more sense to me because her equation just starts at 0 and just goes up. What I'm going to have you do today is not be confused by the different kinds of equations that they're trying to show how to get to 35. I'm going to have you change them both up into the same kind of equation so it's easier to see and you're going to be using these equations because they tell you the same thing. Both of them will tell you how long it takes to earn 35 bucks. This lady's high-tech way shows you that it takes 7 of these weeks to get that. If you're looking at this, you can see that this person earning more or saving more, it takes a little less than 7 weeks to earn that 35 bucks. This is, in my eyes, way easier to understand because have them both start at 0 and have them both use that rate of change number to represent after a week how much they earn, and then you could compare and see easier that the red lady, the Mia lady, took her 7, the blue took them a little bit less. All right, but just to get you ready for the final, I'm going to have you convert it to similar type equations, and then I'm going to have you use those equations to answer these questions that they're asking you, like how much in 15 weeks, how much in 5 weeks. The problem with trying to answer these questions and using this is it's confusing the people. Because after 1 week, this person saved 6 bucks. But if you do 1 week right here, someone might think if you do 1 week, -5 plus 30, that they've saved 30 bucks. But you know, that's not true. After 1 week, this person's only saved 5 bucks. So I don't like this because it's confusing the people. This is way easier. After 1 week, 6 bucks you've saved. If you convert it to this using that rate of change, after 1 week, this person, 5 bucks they've saved. Way easier than trying to explain this and saying that after 1 week, that going down 5 number, that's how much you're saving. That 35, that 30 left, that represents how much you're trying to still save. And you know what? I don't like that. I'll stop right there. That's my spiel. What can I do to get extra credit from you? Show me that you're alive. Yes, sir. What's that? Because this goes back to when I was teaching slope is rise over run, and the rise is the change in the y numbers. These are really the y numbers. The run is really the change in the x numbers. This is rise over run. So you get an equation's rise over run by finding the difference in the y numbers, and in that same, the difference in the x numbers. That's your rate of change for this. I don't know. Yeah, question. No, it's not going to give you any graphs. It's just going to give you just the tables. Nope, no graphs at all. When I show you how to do this, all you're doing is getting the 2 equations and using them. You're not using no graphs at all. This is just me, because I know some people do listen to my spiels, me trying to explain really what this problem is, how Mia's modeling the amount of money she needs to save, going the downward look, and then her, and this data shows if you graph it, going up. I don't know. But yeah, no graphs. I should not even have you look at those graphs. Yeah, Elizabeth. That is me showing how to use these equations we're getting today, how to answer these questions in the table, because this is really what you're doing for the point. You're looking at Mia, how much is she saving in 3 weeks? That means you take 3 and plug it into Mia's equation. And I'm going to have you use this one and not use this one, because if people plug in 3 right here, they'll get 35 minus 15 and they'll think, oh, it's 20. But no. After 3 weeks, she's really saved 15. So that's why I said true on that one. For Carmen, for 5 weeks, I take the 5 and plug it into Carmen's equation. And I can see 30, 40. That's why I put false on that. So now you're really understanding, lady, even before I've shown the problem. And then this one right here is a double, says 10 weeks for Carmen, 10 weeks for Mia. I took 10 and plugged into both Mia's and Carmen's equation, and I saw you had them matched up and said yes. So really not a hard problem, but me making it harder than it was. It's really a math problem. All right, some people were alive. I like it. I'm not just teaching to some zombies. All right, here, let me show you really what you're doing and how it's really not that hard of a problem. And then what I'm going to have you do as a row, I'm going to give you a problem on paper, and your row is going to flip grid it up. You're going to explain it on a flip grid. And I'll let you do it in here, or you could go outside. You could show your face on it or not. You could flip grid and have the camera show your paper, or you could use the flip grid option that lets you share the screen, because on the slides, I do have the problem that your row is going to present to you. I'll explain all that when it comes. All right, but here we go. On test day, on this one, don't be freaked out by all these words. I know when people see these words, they're like, oh, this problem's too hard, I just give up. But don't give up, because look, all you need for this problem right here is this key number, because that represents the rate of change for Mia. So if I wanted to write Mia's equation, I'm telling you, it's just going to be y equals, and it's that rate of change number right there. Don't put negative, though. You want to put the positive form of that, because we're not going to do it negative slope here. We're going to rearrange it and make it go through the origin proportional with a positive slope of 25. And I just got that from that. But again, don't be putting negative there. All right, now define Carmen's equation. It's going to be a little harder. I got to take the information from her table, and I got to find what number I'm going to put in front of her x. So I get that by finding the change in these. These are really the y numbers right here, and then these are really the change in the x numbers. You could do any pair. You could do from 16 to 12 compared to 260. You could do any pair. You could even do a big jump. You could do 16 minus 4, as long as you're dividing that into 260 minus 20. As long as you're pairing that up, you're always going to get the same rate of change. For me, I'm just going to do 100 minus, that looks like it's 80 right there. Let's rewrite that. So technically, going down by 80. Let's do that in blue. And then right here, that red, technically going down by 4. If I divide those, that's going to give me my rate of change that this is going. And I'm going to make that positive. So that gives me 20 right there. So her equation for Carmen is 20x. All right, now I'm going to use these two equations to answer the true-false questions. So the first one says Mia saves $100 in 5 weeks. For you to see if that's true or false, you're going to take Mia's equation right there, and you're going to take that 5, and you're going to plug it in right there and do the math. For the next one, for Carmen, for 6 weeks, you're going to take that 6 and plug it right there into Carmen's equation. For you,
to see if Carmen is saving more money than Mia, you're going to compare the slopes. If Carmen's number in front of X is bigger than Mia's number in front of X, that means Carmen's saving more. If Carmen's number in front of X is less than Mia's number, that means Carmen's saving less. If these numbers are equal, that means they're saving the same amount. And then this is a double. This one I'm plugging in the 10, but being careful not to plug in 10 into Mia's there. This is the way it's written. Plug in 10 into Carmen's right here, and then plug in 10 into Mia's too. So just gotta be careful. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. So Mia, 100. Taking that 25, where that X is, plug in 5. Please don't mess up on this if you have a calculator. That's 125. I'm like, she saved $125 in 5 weeks. That says a hundy. That's off. Go to Carmen's. Carmen in 6 weeks. Let's see. Carmen's equation here. Maybe I could label that. So now I'm going to use Carmen's equation. So hers is y equals 20x. I'm going to plug in 6 for this one. And then when I do that math, I'm like, oh yeah, 120 she saved. Yes, sirree. All right, Carmen will save more money than Mia. No, because Carmen is saving $20 per week, but Mia is saving 25. So that would be false right there. If Carmen's number was 30 and this was 25, then that would have been a yes. And then for sure this one's no, because they don't have the same number. And then the last one, all you're doing is a double. You're taking Carmen's equation. And again, you got to read it carefully. A lot of people are going to, again, just go Mia Carmen again. They're going to take and think, yeah, false. But I'm plugging in for the first one, 10 into Carmen's equation. Shows me 200. So far, so good. Take that 10, plug it into Mia's equation. See what I get. Oh yeah, that one. Oh, 250. Nope. If that would have been 200 and Mia's, that would have been 250, I would have said, yes, sir, true. All right, can I explain that better? All right, I'm going to have you be part of row number 2. I don't want you doing it by yourself. Okay, here's the problem that your row is going to do on a flip grid for us to see. We're going to watch it today. You do not have to show your faces. You probably need someone with a Chromebook. Or if you want to use cell phone flip grid, feel free. Cell phone usually takes a lot clearer images on Flipgrid. But your row is explaining the same problem. You need to go to the class document because that's where the Flipgrid link is. I'll give you about 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll just start seeing what you got finished or not. And I'll just start scoring what you got finished or not. So you need to somehow determine whose Chromebook you're going to be using or whose cell phone you're going to be using. Because some of you are able to get to the class document on your cell phone and go to the Flipgrid link on your cell phone. Yes, sir. What's that? Yeah, work together, yeah. So I want you to get together with the people in your row, grab someone's Chromebook or someone's phone, determine how you want to go about this. You could film yourself back there in the corner. You could go outside. My door will be open. There's benches out there if you want to film yourself outside. If you go outside, you have the option of maybe pulling down your mask and showing your face or something. I don't know. If you do it from a distance. But no matter what, I'm going to be opening up that Flipgrid link. And I'm going to see if you got your video on there or not. We're gonna watch it because it will show up right here. And then people in Zoom in. Hopefully, you could watch some of these. You're welcome to stay in here. Welcome to go outside. Some people use a cell phone because cell phones take the best quality Flipgrid videos. Some people last year used their Chromebook. When you record a response, you can have your camera look at your paper, or you could even have it record what's on your computer screen. So there's lots of options Flipgrid gives you. Most people are just gonna Flipgrid a video of their paper, and I'm gonna hear their voices. Can I throw some assistance out there, anybody? Help anybody? I don't think the math is really hard for these. If you guys are smart, it shouldn't be too bad. Joe. Can I help any of you outside people? All right, do you know, are you going to use someone's cell phone maybe? All right, sweet. Because if you go to it from the class document, you don't need a code or nothing. If you click on that link from the document, it's all ready to go. You don't have to do a code or something. When you're doing that Flipgrid link, remember, get to it from the class document so you don't have to have me give you a code or nothing, because this is all activated for you. If you click on that link, if you're the A group or the B group, they're the same Flipgrid link, doesn't matter. Can I help you with the math? You could record in here, or you could go outside somewhere private. It's up to you.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah, question.
On the A and B problems,
Yes.
the thing where it says me and Colin plan to save however amount of money, it's blank.
Are you talking about the, did I give you the printouts, or what are you talking about?
I printed out one of the problems.
From the PDF?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one's blank? I'm looking at that same PDF. I don't see any blank ones.
Because on the learning objective one you showed us, it says me and Colin plan to save $35.
Oh yeah, that blank. Yeah, I forgot to put the 200 in there. If you want to put the 200 in there, you can.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just forgot to put that 200.
Okay.
I forgot because that number up there really, is not really doing nothing. It might be more of a confusion. But yeah, you could put 200 in there. That's how much they're saving. Or the y-intercept on that first equation for A, that's always really the end goal for both of these ladies, how much they're trying to save. All right, who was that talking to me? Who was that?
Sam.
Sam. All right, Sam. Good job. Dude. I wish you were here, Sam. All you people deserve to be here. Get the best education you deserve. Some of you guys out there in Zoomland, I wish I had your brain power to help me in class with some of my students. I need you. You're not helping me out there in Zoomland. If you were here in person, I would be putting you to use. Could use you. All right, Josh and Cade, I'm looking for you, Josh. Not on my Zoom, Josh. Angel Torres looking for you. Josh and Cowled. No, Mario Garcia. No, Diego. Yes, sir. If you want to get full credit. Yeah. Yes. It shouldn't. If you get to the link from the class document, it should already be embedded in there. So are you able to get to the class document from your phone? Well, if he on the computer, if you get to it on the class document itself and click this link, you won't need any password. That's what I want you to try to do. It should be right there. Thanks, Reggie.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I am very confused about these problems. Like,
Who am I talking to?
Sam.
So are you looking at the A problem or the B problem?
Right now I'm looking at the A problem.
All right. Let me share my screen with you. All right, you see it?
Yes, I see it.
So is it coming up with the equations that represent how much Mia and Carmen's saving? Is it those equations that are difficult for you?
I think it's just how you got the slope and how you got how much.
I'll show you. Do you see the number in front of n for that first equation representing Mia?
Yes.
That 10 is Mia's slope. If I had to write an equation for Mia, I just would write Mia's equation as basic as possible. Y, like we've been doing all year. And I put that 10 in front of x. No y-intercept. You see that?
Okay.
For Carmen's equation, it's going to be y equals a number in front of x2. But for Carmen, you got to look at the data table and use the numbers in the data table to find out what number goes in front of x for her. Because if I look at Carmen's data going down by 40 and in the same stretch going down by 4, that's a rate of change of negative 40 over 4. That's 10 also. So Carmen's equation in blue there is 10x also. What do you think? And then you use those equations to answer the questions in the true-false. Like for Mia, you plug in 6 into her equation, 6 times 10, 60, that would be true. For Carmen, you plug in 8 into that equation, 8 times 10, 80, that would be false. Carmen saves more money than Mia, that's false because they're equal. Carmen and Mia save the same amount, that is true for this problem. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Hopefully you're going to see 5 good flip grids here that will show you and explain them to you. So stay tuned. In about 5 minutes, it's showtime. All right, looks like I got Gia's row, Elizabeth's row, and Callum's row. All right, lined up, ready to go. Whose rows am I waiting for? Who am I waiting for? Oh, the boys' row? Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping all of you talked, right? Sweet. To get full credit? I mean, it's not a one-person show. Yeah, redo it. You got some time. Do you think I would let this one person do it and the rest just sit there? No, that's not me. That's not my style. That's the kind of style that's hurting some of you guys, teachers who let you do that in the past and get away with doing that. That's just hurting now.
Alright, so if you're done, just go ahead and kick it. I'm happy to talk raise with you people who are done while you're waiting if you want. It's all about the midterm quiz you need to make up to make your grade better for some of you. I have multiple versions. I can make up as many as you want this time.
Can I use the bathroom?
Yeah, for sure. DK Elizabeth, bring this with you so they don't hassle you. Hero's good. Do I have one from Hero? So you need to maybe redo it because it's not showing up where it needs to be. Or oh, there it is. There you go. There's sometimes a little lag time. Best one, of course, will me first. You recognize my eyes as the winner. The competitive world. Every second. take a little time out on what you're doing and watch these people's shows, please?
Okay, so
We're going to start with this row right here. All right. Zoomlanders, hopefully you can see that video. Here we go.
here it's gonna be white. Okay, so from here it's gonna be white for the lyrics.
Nice.
And then a little red. On the top side it goes down like on the X, it's going down like the right side of the Bible, so the Bibles and Talents. And then it's on the street for the Bibles. So it's like a prayer and it's also writing itself. That's a trial. If you plug in 10, it equals 80, so that's true. And then for Carmen, if you plug in 10, it gets 100, so it's true.
Good job, real. Other than the sideways action, that was excellent. All right.
Okay. So how I got these is I took this number from here, and then negative 40 and negative 4.
All right, so you guys are always my learning experience, my very first period of the day. So my other periods, what mode do I need to tell them not to have it be like this? So that means for camera people, are you holding your camera like this or up and down like this? So up and down makes it look like this. So if you do it sideways, it will show up sideways. But if you do it like, what's that, portrait or something, or up and down, it will be like this. All right, I'll make sure I tell my future classes I learn from you people too.
We divide this. With other 60s into first equations of y equals 10 times 1 equals 11, which is true. German will say that I don't know which one from the y is true because it's very much. Carmen will say more than yeah. And 8 times 10 is 80 and 2
All right, I don't know if you answered that, but yeah, Carmen, more, that would be yes for this one, right? And then Carmen, say the same amount, that would be no. All right. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so how I got these is I took this. Okay, so for me a slope, it was x on her equation. This is okay, so we took the 80 and the 40 from here because I laid out the 8 and the 4, and we put them in a fraction and did 80 minus 40 is 40 and 8 minus 4 is 4, and then we divided which equals 10, and then that ends up in their slope being y equals 10x. In order to find out which ones are true or false, you have to plug in the equation or the slope. So for the first one, maybe we'll say 60 and 60. So I go over here, grab 10, and times it by 6. That would make it 60, so that would be true. For the second one, Carmen will say 100 in 8 weeks, but we know that Carmen changed $10, same as Mia, and 10 times 8 is not 100, so that would be false.
Nice.
Carmen will save more money each week than Mia. We know that's false because they do the exact same. Carmen and Mia will save the same amount of money each week. That is true. Like I just said, same thing. And then after 2 weeks,
Beautiful. Whose group was that? There's so many people are going to benefit by you doing that. Thank you so much. In my eyes, that's first place so far. That was just beautiful. Couldn't explain it any better myself. John.
Of saved $100 and me will have saved $100 is true because after 10 weeks, them both saving $10 a week will equal $100 saved in 10 weeks.
Excellent. That was really good. It would have been a challenge for me to judge those two if that one was right side up. I'll try to tell my other groups. Let's see here. Look at that. Nice. Good job. Look like second place. Good job. Good job.
We're lagging a little bit. I'm having that stuff. Does that work? Yeah.
Sorry. Stupid voice. You guys are on a roll. I just blew it. Beautiful. That's second place in my eyes, boys. I'm sorry I interrupted you. That was sucky. That was one be beautiful. All right. So it looks like in my eyes, the row 3 was the best. Row 6, I'm gonna give that second place. Row 5, I thought the way they explained it, third, and then the other two groups, I'll just let you go at the same time, I guess. So we're pretty much done. Just get that quiz done that I gave you. It should be super easy. I'm thinking this problem should be one of the easier ones on the final. The math is pretty easy. Hopefully seeing a few of those kind of will help you on this little graded quiz here. Easy points, right? Rest of the period, you're welcome to relax. I'll be happy to talk grades with you. As soon as your quiz is in my hand, you're welcome to take out your phone and relax. You still working? Yeah.
Are we doing this as well?
Well, I guess so. I mean, I'm gonna post on there an example of the quiz. So yeah, so I guess just hold on a little bit. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could do that right now. Oh yeah, just be patient. It'll be on there eventually, I promise.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I turned it in. So for the first problem you showed us, instead of doing like how much it was subtracting on each side, you did the numbers here.
I did
Does that work
16
every
minus
time?
4, 4 minus 2 right there.
Oh, okay. For some reason, my brain did not think of something. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna put a picture of full credit work on the Google slide right now as we speak. Hopefully my Zoomers, you can see that beautiful work. Oh, so you're ready for version 2? Do you want to start it right now? Okay. You could use this day for sure. So good job. You and Edwin are both working on this. Good job too, you two. Here's an example of the beautiful work they did today. Point. And then hopefully you got to see some of those flip grids. I am recording this so you'll be able to look back at it later. And then if you can't see what's on that, just use the little zoom feature on Google Slide. You'll be able to see that easier.